everyone. So this is Miss Harim Shahid from the Premier English House, and I am the IELTS instructor over here. And we are having a very special guest with us, which is Syed Ikram Akbar, who is the official representative of the British Council. And we are having here as a special guest. Thank you so much, sir, that you just spare some time for us for having this session for our students. How are you doing?
I'm good. Thank you so much, and thank you for the invitation. I really appreciate it. It's a good step forward, and hopefully it will be a successful session.
Definitely, it will be, inshallah. So let's just begin with the purpose of this session, that why are we having you over here. So basically, we want to have the expert insights relevant to the IELTS, that why students should opt it, what is the purpose of IELTS, and what is the IELTS, and what is its significance. So definitely, sir is here, and he will just enlighten us with all those points that are included in this session. So let's just begin. So Syed Ikram, sir, just have an idea that what actually the IELTS is.
First of all, thank you so much once again for having me. I will start with first of all my introduction. As you said, my name is Syed Ikram Akbar, and I work as the account manager for business and education at the British Council. What is British Council? British Council is a global organization with over 80 years of expertise in English language education and assessment.
Okay, thank you so much for giving us the idea that what the actually IELTS is. Definitely, it is the proficiency language test which is globally accepted. So definitely, it has the importance of it. Let's just begin the session and move forward it. That do you think that besides the IELTS, there are actually many other tests as well? Then how we can justify that IELTS is like much better than the other tests? Because nowadays students are much confused between the IELTS and the other tests.
As I said earlier, I won't be talking about other English tests, but I will be talking about IELTS. So IELTS has been there in Pakistan since 1989, and it has served candidates in achieving their academic and professional growth goals. So it has been there, it will be there. It has the largest number of receiving organizations. So the acceptability of IELTS is far higher than any other English proficiency test. So that's why anyone applying abroad for any kind of opportunities, any kind of mobility opportunities, IELTS is the best option because of its wider acceptability and availability all over Pakistan. So I will be talking about where we have IELTS in Pakistan. So we have IELTS in around 18 cities, British Council IELTS. So its availability, acceptability, and the supportive ecosystem, as I discussed earlier, that British Council has built. That's why you should choose IELTS. The British Council is a founding co-owner of IELTS, and we have been at the forefront of delivering IELTS in over 140 countries, trusted by more than 12,500 organizations worldwide, including universities, immigration authorities, professional bodies, and employers. In Pakistan, the British Council has built one of the most reliable, accessible, and supporting testing ecosystems for IELTS candidates. So whether you are applying abroad, you're a student applying abroad, you are a professional aiming to migrate, or someone improving their English proficiency, we, the British Council, we are here to help you, to support you at every step possible. And talking about English, so before we begin to the formal session, I would also like to acknowledge the valuable work of Premier English House doing. This institution has been our one of the British Council's official registration centers for now about 6 years, and you have been doing a great job. So once again, thank you so much for the session. Your question about IELTS. IELTS is more than just a test. It's a gateway to study, work, and migrate internationally. So whether you are aiming for higher education, immigration, or career growth, IELTS provides you a globally trusted measure of English language proficiency. As I mentioned earlier, why you should choose IELTS. IELTS has the largest number of receiving organizations across the globe, which are more than 12,500. So it gives an incomparable edge to IELTS over any other English proficiency test. So therefore, to keep your opportunities pool wide open, choose IELTS.
Okay, sir, thank you so much. So, sir, regarding the IELTS, let's talk about its assessment criteria. That what is that? Are there any updates or the changes in it?
That's an interesting question, actually. So the major update in IELTS has been the closure of IELTS on paper in Pakistan. So IELTS on paper has been completely closed in Pakistan since March, and we are now completely shifted towards IELTS on paper, the IELTS on computer. This is the major update. I must tell you that there is no difference in assessment criteria the content of IELTS on paper, the content of IELTS on computer are exactly the same. There is no difference in scoring criteria. There is just one difference, and that lies in the format of the test. We used to have IELTS on paper, which only had one test date in a week. Now we have IELTS on computer, which has multiple test dates in a week, not in a week, in a day actually. So multiple test sessions are available. Other than that, people, in fact, candidates prefer IELTS on computer because of its other functions. Like, we have an IELTS on computer, we have word count options available, we have copy paste option available, we have writing, highlighting a writing option available. So these are the functions, in fact, which makes IELTS on computer preferable and in fact easier. So that's the major update. However, as I said, I must tell you there is no difference in the assessment criteria or content or the difficulty level of IELTS on paper or IELTS on computer. It's the same. It's just that IELTS on paper is it's future oriented. We can have results in within 3 to 5 days. In fact, as a matter of fact, in the mainstream cities like Karachi, Lahore, and Islamabad, the British Council IELTS results is announced within 24 to 48 hours. So that's why I would say it's even better than the previous version of IELTS, that was the IELTS on paper.
Okay, thank you so much for elaborating that. Another question that comes from this answer of yours is that, sir, as it's the computer based now, so it will include the AI checking or the humanized checking?
Once again, very intelligent question, I must say. We have been asked this question several times whenever we visit any of the partner institutes or we have any presentations. No, computer-based test, the computer-based IELTS does not mean AI checking. The assessment criteria remains the same. We have examiners assigned to check the writing module. We have examiners assigned to assess the speaking module. And of course, the listening and speaking, it's the same. So no, there is no AI checking. It's still the human-based checking, and there is no difference. Like we used to have paper, it's the same assessment criteria, same assessment protocols. It's the same thing. I must tell you something. Actually, there has been a paradigm shift towards digitalization.
Yeah.
Every aspect of life is being impacted due to this shift. We do have IELTS in-person speaking exams. However, we also have IELTS video call speaking as well. And video call speaking does not mean that there is no examiner. Yes, there will be an examiner sitting in any part of the world, but they will be assessing the speaking exams of the candidates from remote areas, from far-flung areas, from any part of the world. Numerous universities offer online courses or diplomas. So it has become a mandatory requirement to get familiar with the computers. As a matter of fact, I must tell you, to conclude that, I should say, shifting to IELTS computer is a step forward towards the future. So that's why it's a step forward to what we are looking ahead in the future.
Okay, so sir, how does it ensures the consistency and the fairness in the scoring? Like some students say that they have attempted a very great test and still they have left with some bands or there's a deficiency in their scores. What do you think that is the actual common mistakes that mostly people or students repeat that?
Okay, common mistakes in Pakistan, I cannot comment on any one of the modules. However, we do acknowledge that some candidates are unable to achieve their desired bands, usually in one of the modules. So there are 4 modules: listening, reading, writing, or speaking. So you cannot say that in Pakistan candidates make mistakes in listening, reading, writing, or speaking. Everybody makes mistakes.
Yeah.
Everybody makes mistakes in all of these 4 modules. So it's important to come up with a solution. So British Council came with a solution, and that is a one skill retake option. So that is something interesting. So if a candidate was unable to score their desired band in any one of the module, they can retake that specific module without retaking the full test. So that's the solution we brought. So we didn't just limit it to one of the modules. We ensured that this option is available in all of the 4 modules. So because the mistakes can happen in any of them. So we came up with this solution. So one skill retake is an option that a candidate can take within the 60 days of their original test day. There is a condition. One skill retake can be taken either in listening, reading, writing, or speaking as desired by the candidate. However, it can be only taken once per the original test. So without differentiating between the mistakes made in any of the modules, we came up with a solution to provide to support our candidates in all the 4 modules. So one skill retake is a very interesting option with a functionality that we launched last year in Pakistan.
Well, I can say that, Sir Sayed Ikram, that you are enlightening us with the great opportunities and the options that, yes, we can just retake any of the single module rather than taking the whole test again, which is a very great option for our students who can just improve their bands in the specific test they are looking for. So yes, and besides that, sir, do you think that you are having the test of the students? Do you think that what is the main module that we should focus on? Either there are some practice material for that, some tricks and strategies to play with.
There are 4 modules, and you cannot say to focus on one specific module. However, we have a plenty of practice materials available, resources available that candidates are usually not aware of. And once again, thank you so much for asking this question. So starting from how British Council supports the resource material for the candidates to focus on their modules, and not only just one module, but all of them. So starting from, there is an option of IELTS Ready member, and then there's an option of IELTS Ready Premium. What is IELTS Ready member? It's a complete resource available on British Council's website. You can just Google it, IELTS Ready member on Google. Go there, and you just have to sign up. No registration required, no fee required. It's free of cost. Just sign up, and what you will get? It's free, and you can get 6 online mock tests and speaking practice. You can get practice exercises for all question types. You can get tips and videos for score improvements. You can get free IELTS preparation webinars. You can access to videos for new test takers and videos for repeat test takers. So that's something British Council has built to support IELTS candidates, and it is without the registration. You don't have to register. You don't have to make any fee. Just Google it, go to British Council website, and you can access it. Now, once you are done with the practice material on IELTS Ready member, and you want to take the test, you make the registration through your prestigious institute or Premier English House. You make the payment, and once you make the payment and the payment is confirmed from our portal, the candidate gets the premium access of IELTS Ready member. So it's called IELTS Ready Premium. So what we get in IELTS Ready Premium, the candidate gets a complimentary access to in advance most of this premium exclusive preparation material offer. It has a personalized study plan.
Okay.
It has 40 practice tests available. Among these 40 tests, 25 are for academic, and 15 tests are for general training exams. The candidate gets to have access of live and recorded lessons from our global trainers and teachers. It offers an adaptive practice questions tailored to the test takers' abilities, and it has a comprehensive guidance and model answers to enhance test takers' performance in reading, writing, and listening sessions. And once again, last thing, it is mobile friendly. Other than that, we have a network of IELTS registration centers, and Premier English House is one of those registration centers. So if a candidate wants to understand where does he or she stands, you can always visit to your prestigious institute. They can also appear for mock tests available. They can connect with teachers of our B2B partners, IELTS registration centers, and prepare for their IELTS test. So it's not only just one option to prepare. It's free material available on our websites. It's free material, complimentary material available after the registrations, and of course our IELTS registration centers are also available who can guide candidates where to start their practice, where to start their preparation for their IELTS tests. So I'm sure you also offer mock tests and guidance to students. Is it?
Yes, we do provide that. Okay, sir, thank you so much, sir. And I must say that students, after watching this session, it will definitely sign for this premium package and will have this offer for the free of cost as it is. So, sir, there is a very important next question to just differentiate between the IELTS, as there are some IELTS that is IELTS academic and the IELTS general.
So let me brief you a bit. Yes, we have been asked this question several times. So there are 2 kinds of IELTS and IELTS for UKVI. So let's call IELTS as standard IELTS and IELTS for UKVI as IELTS. So 2 kinds of IELTS, standard IELTS and UKVI. Within these 2 kinds, they are further subdivided into academic IELTS and general training IELTS. So both standard and UKVI exams have academic and general training options. Now we come toward what's the difference between standard IELTS and UKVI. There's actually no difference. While the test content is the same, UKVI is administered under slightly different security and administrative protocols. There are as required by the UKVI immigration and visa authorities. So there is no difference in the content. There is no difference in assessment criteria. It's just that you have to choose UKVI if your UK institution or visa category explicitly requires to appear for UKVI IELTS. So you have to confirm from the receiving organizations if they accept standard IELTS or UKVI IELTS. If they say UKVI, go for the UKVI. Otherwise, IELTS is generally accepted all over the world.
Okay, thank you so much. And how, for instance, if the student is done with the preparation and now he or she has to just book the test, how far the days like he or she should book the test? Like how long does it take?
With the British Council, if you want to book a test, you can, I would say, book as early as possible. Not because the dates are limited. There are plenty of dates available. Even there are plenty of sessions available within a day. But why am I saying that you should? I'm actually advising to book test earlier. Why? Because once you book the test and you make the payment, you get the complimentary access of IELTS Ready Premium. So if I was a candidate, to be very honest, I would book the test 6 months earlier so that I can get the access of IELTS Ready Premium. And there's plenty of options available to practice it and to ensure that I am ready for the test. I'm not saying book the test 6 months earlier. I'm just if I was there, I would book as early as possible. However, if we say as late as possible, to ensure you get your desired result, a desired test date, you can also make the registration and payment within a week, so 4 to 5 days earlier than the actual test. That's an advice. Otherwise, sometimes dates are available 2 days before the test. So however, to ensure that you get your desired test date, ensure you make the booking at least 5 to 7 days before the test date.
Okay, so students who are watching this session and are planning to just book a test, go now and just grab this option and opportunity from the British Council. And again, sir, for instance, if there happens some emergency or like accidentally the student just missed his or her test, so is there any option for the refunding of the charges or not?
We have our test transfer and refund policy on our websites. So if there are genuine cases, then you may also apply for test date transfer. In some cases, you may also apply for refund. You can refer to the policy. However, you have to give proper evidence. If it's medical, you have to apply through you have to provide your medical certificates. And if it's an official duty, you have to provide an evidence that you have an official duty. That's why you want to transfer to your test date, or if you want a refund. So the policy is available on the website. You can refer to it and apply accordingly. Make sure you have your evidence, because it's important, because we have a number of candidates wanting to appear for a test. If a candidate applies for a test, makes the booking, and then wants to change it, it might have impacted someone else's chance to appear for that test date. So you can refer to the policy. It's available on the website, and you can always have this option available. You can apply for test date transfer. You can apply for refund as per the policy.
Okay, and if a student is not prepared for, like, if I am having the test tomorrow and I'm not prepared for that, can you just reschedule it before time, or should I have to just appear in that?
Once again, you can plan ahead, and if it's just 2 days left for the test and you think you are not prepared for the test, refer to the policy. If it's within the policy, you may apply for test date transfer. If it's not in the policy, you may not. So it's not actually policy to transfer the test date just because the candidate is not ready. The reason, as I said earlier, it might have impacted someone else's chance to appear for that test date.
Just begin. Okay, sir. We have already talked about the concerns, and let's just move with the charges of the IELTS. That what are the charges of the each module, or one if I have to just some student have to just retake it of the single module, then what are the difference between the charges?
Yes. So we have different pricings in different cities. I cannot tell you price of IELTS registration. However, what I can say is you can always refer to the website for IELTS registration fee in any specific city. So, for example, we have a different pricing in Peshawar, Ahmedabad, and we have a different pricing in Islamabad. Same as for any other cities, we have different pricing in Lahore, with different pricing in Karachi. However, the UKVI IELTS has same price all over Pakistan, and that is 60,500. Likewise, the price of one skill retake option also differs as per the registration fee of the test. So you can also refer to the website, and you can all check our registration fee, or you can consult our registration centers, just like Premier English House, for the pricing models.
Okay, thank you. And for the registration, do we have to just visit the British Council, or we can have just book this test online as well?
Since people are studying, candidates are studying in your institute, it's easier to register through website as well. It's easier to register through our IELTS registration centers as well. If you're studying at an institute and they are British Council partners, do register through their portal. It's easier, it's convenient, and we are just always connected with our registration centers. So if you want some facilities, if you want to apply for any speaking reschedule, if you want any kind of assistance, we will be just a text away from our registration centers. And you might be aware that we are very much connected with your institute as well. So the option is available. You can register through our website as well. You can register through our IELTS registration centers as well. It's candidates option. It's perfectly fine to register through both the options. However, as I said, if you're studying at a registration center, do register through the registration center.
Okay. And one thing more is that, are there any discounts or the promos for our students? For instance, if a student is reappearing for the test, will he or she be having some of the discount?
While we don't offer any kind of scholarships or discounts, however, as I explained in detail, we do offer a lot of complimentary resources for the candidates through which they can prepare their test. So unfortunately, no discounts. However, fortunately, lots of resources for the preparation.
So let's just tell the students that what is the registration criteria for the IELTS exam?
It's very simple. It's very easy. So I suggest if you're studying at our registration center, just like Premier English House, they can help you make the registration. They can help you complete the registration process, the payment process, everything. They have a dedicated portal through which they can make the registrations with the British Council. And we are just a text away from their respective point of contact, registration point of contacts. So if they need any support, if the candidate needs any support, we are here and we are just a text away. So I suggest studying at a registration center or not studying, go for them. They can make the registration for you. It's easier, it's convenient, and we are very much connected with the registration centers.
Okay, thank you so much. And the very important question is that, do you provide any sort of seminars or webinars regarding IELTS awareness, the changes in the IELTS?
Yes, another very good question actually, I must say. So on 15th of every month, we have a webinar dedicated for IELTS and its updates. So our global trainers, they conduct these webinars once again on 15th of every month. We do send notification and a reminder to our registration centers, just like Premier English House. We send them an email, and they can appear, they can connect to that webinar. It is for public, so anyone can also connect to that webinar and join it and attend the updates, the tips and tricks directly from the global trainers. So you can go to the website and you can make the registration and then attend these webinars. However, once again, we do send a notification as a reminder to our official IELTS registration centers so that they can tell their students, their candidates about the webinar and its topics. So the last month we also conducted on speaking module, I believe, and before that we conducted a webinar on academic writing. So we'll be coming with another webinar on 15th of this month. We'll be sharing emails with our registration centers. Premier English House will also be getting an email. You can connect with them. If you don't have facilities to join the webinar, you can connect with Premier English House. You can connect with any of the other British Council IELTS registration centers, and you can join the webinar. Through those webinars, you get to know a lot of tips, tricks, techniques, and updates regarding IELTS.
Okay, thank you so much. So it is an open call for everyone, right? Even for the students and for the trainers.
Yes, it is open for all. However, as I said, we send a reminder to our registration centers so that they can further inform their students, their candidates regarding these webinars.
Okay, students, so don't forget on every 15th of the month, we will definitely be connecting with the British Council for having the seminars and the webinars for having more knowledge about the IELTS, its updates, or any of the changes that we think or they think that it's important and we should have acknowledged that, right? So let's just move forward with the rechecking process of the IELTS. For instance, if the student is not happy, they are thinking that they have done their best. So is there any rechecking process for the students for that?
Yes, we do have an option available for IELTS rechecking. It's called inquiry on result. So if a candidate thinks that they have done better and they can improve their bands, they must apply for inquiry on result within 6 weeks of the result of the 6 weeks of their test date. So for example, if they've appeared for IELTS on 1st of June, they can apply for inquiry on result till how much is 6 weeks? Approximately 8 or 9 of July. So these are the timelines on in which they can apply. There is a fee related to inquiry on result of a process. Once you make the fee, you can recheck any of the modules. You can also apply for all 4 modules rechecking on the same fee. And if your band is changed, you get an increased band, your fee will be refunded.
Okay, so sir, like for instance, if there's a student of the A1 or A2 level and he or she requires some general training before appearing directly for the preparation of the IELTS, are there any special courses or preparation material for those students as well?
Special courses are actually offered by our registration centers. So once again, I suggest connect with our official registration centers. I'm not saying just one. We can check our registration centers list from the British Council's website. And to get specialized or customized, training, I suggest you must go for training. See, this is an important exam. The result of this exam impacts career. The result of this exam impacts life. So that's why it's important to give importance to significance to this specific exam. So if you want customized trainings, if you want trainings related to your specific abilities, you may also connect with our registration centers and they can guide you.
Okay, sir. Another very important question that where are your test centers? Like students just think that they will be going to the British Council and have the test in their office. So is it true or we are having some specific test centers for that?
So our test centers are available all over Pakistan. We are currently offering IELTS in approximately around 18 cities. And you can check the details of these cities, these test centers on our website. So it's we always try to ensure that IELTS, as I said earlier in the start, that we have the most accessible, most reliable, and supporting testing ecosystems in Pakistan. So we have ensured that the test is available to the candidates at their nearest locations. The mainstream cities like Karachi, Lahore, Islamabad, and in the north side we have Peshawar, we have Abbottabad, then we have Mirpur. Same as in Lahore, we have Sargodha, we have Faisalabad, and approximately 18 cities. So yes, it's available all over Pakistan. British Council tries to ensure that the candidates do not have to travel a lot for their test because traveling affects the performance. Of course, if you're tired, you may not be able to perform at your best. So we have ensured that IELTS is available to your nearest locations. So once again, refer to your registration center. Premier English House is there. Our website is there. You can also check the nearest test center location and apply for the test.
Okay, thank you so much. And just wrap it up. So just give your few viewpoints regarding why should student opt the IELTS? Why do you recommend it? That why students should give the IELTS exam for their career growth or their personal development?
Yeah. So to conclude it, I must say that IELTS has been there for a long time. I mentioned in the start that it has been in Pakistan since 1989. It was built globally even before 1989, and there have been a lot of other tests as well in Pakistan, which have closed in Pakistan, but IELTS is still there, and its acceptability is increasing day by day. So when I said it's more than 12,500 organizations, receiving organizations which accept IELTS, while saying this, there might be even more now. So wider acceptability, easy access, and an authentic English proficiency test, which is trusted by the most organizations globally. So it's the future, and once again, we are thinking ahead of to the future because IELTS has helped millions and millions of people achieve their goals, and our aim is to help even more millions in the future to achieve their academic and professional goals. So all the very best to all the candidates, and we wish you all the luck for your future endeavors.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. Definitely, we wish our students the very best of luck. And first of all, that special thanks to you that you spare your time for us and enlighten us about the IELTS journey and its preparation and the promotions, each and everything you put the light on. So we are really very grateful that in the busy routine you spare some time for us to enlighten our students and even me and the other trainers as well. So, and still students, if you are having any sort of concerns, you are free to ask. You are having an option of the comment section below. You can just send a comment on that. Even we are providing you the official numbers over here. You can directly approach to us, and or even you can just visit our offices. Thank you so much. Allah Hafiz.